What's up, traders? This is my trading journal. I may or may not upload this for you to see. I'm going to be talking through recent trades and comparing it to past trades. I'm recording this video July 14th. You're probably not going to see it until August. But at July 14th, what's happening is, I don't know, it was around a week ago, a little more than a week ago, Bitcoin and ETH had a major low, around 54,000 for Bitcoin after a long downtrend. Lots of bad news, German government selling, US government selling Mt. Gox. And today, price is back up at like 62, 63. It's up quite a bit. So, I'm gonna kind of review how I've done and problems and things I've done well, things I've done poorly. And by the way, I mean, I'm trading the indices too and gold. I have a system, I call it Market Timing Pro. It's extremely good. The forward testing has been amazing. The back testing has been amazing. It has been excellent. So I'm trying to do my best to trade it and profit from it. Now, I just first want to reflect on how far I've grown, where in the past, and as of today, July 14th, when price is up on a huge green day, funding is negative. Most traders are short. Investors are coming back into the marketplace and buying. Traders are going short, they're getting liquidated, they're going short again, they're getting liquidated again. I was this guy 2 years ago coming off the bottom, where I had a bottom long, I didn't hold it, and then I took like 3 straight losses shorting, and then I just never really, later on as well, like, there was a rally and there was a pullback in March with the Silvergate Bank. No, it was the pullback before that. Yeah, that might have been the one. Yeah, Silvergate Bank pullback, I missed the long, and then I'm like shorting. So one of my rules that's really helpful that I've stuck with because it's easy is to never short Bitcoin and ETH and gold or the indices. Shorting is super hard. These things tend to go up. It's just really disadvantageous. Also, if you really want to short, and I like to short, there's weaker assets to short. And if I really want to short, what is the asset to short? It's altcoins. But now is not a good place to be short altcoins either, because the market, the funding rate is super valuable and powerful. So let me recap what kind of happened. So as price came down in this downtrend, I made money on shorting alts, and I lost money trying to buy Bitcoin and ETH along the way. I ended up in profit at the bottom. My $10,000 account was at about $15,000. I took longs from the bottom with my signal from Market Timing Pro. I didn't run my stop as wide. I ran my stops at the bottom. With Market Timing Pro, my stop's supposed to be very wide. But I do have a belief that I have a discretionary advantage over the system at times based on my experience of what I've seen. It's not always true, but I believe so, because the system is just looking at levels. It's not looking at funding rate, for instance, which is, to me, is a huge edge. So my stop was at the bottom, and as price was coming back down to the bottom, I closed my longs because I wanted to see if they would sweep the low, and my stop was at the low, and I had shorts open on alts, which I closed. So now, today is Monday. This was last Sunday night, so 8 days ago. I'm on the computer in the afternoon, and price comes just shy of the bottom, and it comes into an area that I had marked on my chart as a 1 hour fair value gap and 50% of the wick. And I had the idea that if price was going to front run, it would help fuel a big move up, because it would cause people to chase, and that it wouldn't surprise me to front run. It seemed like something that would happen, especially at a bottom, to front run the low, not make a lower low, or first not lower low. And when I saw volume coming in consolidation to a reversal start, I got in, and I had a pretty decent position on Bitcoin. I didn't have the biggest position on ETH because I wanted to allow my stop to take the low. I didn't want to get stopped out and have to re-enter. And I stayed up watching the chart, and it moved in my favor pretty significantly. And before I went to bed, I added very slightly to my position, and I advanced my stops. I put my Bitcoin stop at around break even at 55,000, and I added 2 Bitcoin long. And at this point, I think my long on ETH was, I think I started with 10 or 15, and it was maybe 20 at this point. Now, I stayed up until 1:30 a.m., almost 2 a.m. doing this. I'm normally going to sleep around 10 p.m. So I got a terrible night of sleep. My Oura Ring said I got like 5 hours of sleep. I wake up Monday morning, check the charts, and I see that there was this sharp wick that came down, and it stopped out my Bitcoin long by a couple dollars. So my immediately feeling is tilt. I closed out of my ETH long at a profit. Here I'm up a little bit and went on a walk. Now the problem, there's a lot of problems here, and the first one is not getting enough sleep, because what I should have done is just immediately re-entered Bitcoin with my stop at that wick and said, hey, I got unlucky, but it's okay, I should get back in this trend. But my performance was so compromised by poor sleep, and I had all day, that I was like, all right, I'm going to try to day trade this again and make a bigger position. So I keep trying to enter on ETH and adding on, and it pulls back, and adding on, and it pulls back. And I had a 50 ETH long with a stop loss at 3,000, and it was pulling back, and I closed it around break even, and it came as low as 3,002, and that's as low as it went, and it went higher. So I was kind of like, fuck this, I'm not going to do anything for a couple days. Let me get some good sleep, let me recover. And as that happened, I was able to do some testing over the SMA. How much does the moving average really matter for Bitcoin and ETH? Well, we started to reclaim the moving average. So I used that as an opportunity to say, hey, I know a lot of people are going to be mad and are going to revenge short. I'm having flashbacks to a number of times when this happened in the past, where I'm long the bottom, and I either close too early or get stopped in a retracement because I added too big and advanced too much, and price, I end up shorting and fueling the move up. So I got the data I needed, I got a couple days sleep, and I got back in. Another thing is the Trump pump. So the next Saturday, the 7 days after the initial position, Trump's survived assassination attempt seemed to trigger something in the markets, and it probably would have happened regardless, but the immediate reaction was for price to fucking soar. So I took this as my opportunity to get back in. Now, I didn't get back in with as much size as I would have liked. I think I got in with 1/10 of what my biggest position had been, like 0.2 Bitcoin, 2.5 ETH. But as price progressed, I added, got up to 1.8 Bitcoin and 30, almost 40 ETH. Now last night, I was floating like $6,000 in profit, and price had come trailing my stop, and I felt like my stop was too wide for me to comfortably sleep. And also today I'm all day on a tour, and one of my rules now, so I'll come back to that, but I decided I would reduce my position size. Took some profit, I cut it down to 0.5 Bitcoin and 10 ETH, I think. Today I log in and I see, okay, big green day, lots of fair value gaps forming, trending market, almost all the markets are at all-time highs, and funding is hugely negative. So I doubled my position back to 1 Bitcoin and 20 ETH and set my stop at the low of today, and I'm gone for the rest of the day. And I have a number of thoughts here. So the first one is, I'm kind of grateful that shit didn't work, that I kind of fucked it up, because if I did, it would have kind of rewarded me for being a degenerate. And to me, that was an extremely low point in my life, when coming out Monday morning and getting stopped again and being like on a 2 Bitcoin long, which is a pretty big position for me right now with how volatile it is and how expensive Bitcoin is. Because if I had been holding the Bitcoin, those initial positions, I'd be up like 20 grand right now or more, instead of I'm up like 7 grand, which is still really good, right? I'm not here to complain about winning, being up off these longs. But yeah, I cannot believe how short the market is, and that made me want to add, also because it's in profit. But I mean, I've been here in these trending markets where people don't believe, people get so comfortable trading short, and here it wasn't even that long, with a couple weeks, and the sentiment is so bad, they end up just fueling the market higher. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, I have flashbacks to the rally off the bottom in January 2023, and then there was a number of rallies, trending rallies. And what you can do here is every green day you just advance your stop to the next green day and add to the position until it stops working. That's one thing you can do. You can also just have a position and run your stop really wide. It's a question of making money or maximizing. It's like the easiest environment to make money, and it doesn't necessarily last that long. I will say, yeah, I've had tremendous growth, and to be up and making money again and feeling good about my trading and taking a lot of the stress out of it is really good. It's been a long journey to get here. I need to be cautious. I'm not feeling euphoric. I understand the risk that I have on. I have a good amount of risk on. It would set me back almost to break even on the month if I lost, if it reversed, which seems extremely unlikely. Anyways, the good thing to come out of messing up the bottom is, that was like a really low point in my life. It felt that way, honestly. Like, this is the low again. Sacrifice my sleep for nothing. So some of y'all know I haven't drank caffeine in 5 years. No alcohol, no weed in 5 years. I haven't had potato chips in over a year. I'm extremely strict. And one thing I haven't been strict on is my internet usage. And I had a period last year where I didn't phone trade for a number of months, and it crept back in. And I have the feeling that was the final straw. I will never phone chart or phone trade again. It only leads to mistakes, adding on at the wrong time. It's the single greatest threat to my life, because sometimes I look at charts when I'm driving, and that's the most likely way I would die, would be a car crash. And it just really disrupts my attention to the people around me, my relationships, my tours, my work. So I'm getting really strict at no phone charting, no phone trading. I have my daily session, that's it. And part of that is also setting trading in the background where it belongs. It's not the main thing in my life. It's a way to multiply my money, but I have my tours as my business, which I'm on my way to do now, my hiking tour. Picking up some French lady today and taking her to a waterfall and taking her to some beaches. Yeah, is what it is. So, and yeah, that takes a lot of the stress off trading as well, where I've been relying on trading / savings with no income, basically, or low income for 2 years now. And last month, a couple months ago, I was like, all right, I want to start making money again. Last month, I covered my expenses. This month, I'm going to cover my expenses through just the tour business, most likely. My expenses are like maybe $1,500 for rent, $300 for $500 for like car and food and apps, $2,000 plus food, maybe $500 to $750. So less than $3,000 if I'm going to splurge on some things. I'll make $2,000 something just off the tours, and then also I have the courses, I have the life coaching, I have some other things I'm doing for money. So that's been really helpful, taking the stress off of needing to rely on trading as well. So a lot of things good. I mean, yeah, maybe next time, if I'm lucky and I see it on the computer on Sunday, just take them big with a wide stop and not touch that shit. Let it run. I really wanted to take the risk off, but it was a mistake. And here's the thing. I can look at this error and say, oh, I should have not advanced my stop, but there's no reason I couldn't have just got back in, right? So same thing. I was long. December 31, go look at the chart. December 31, 2022, I was long 50 Bitcoin at $17,000. Price never hit my stop. I closed for a $700 profit, and over the next couple weeks, it would have run for a several $100,000 profit. Several $100,000 profit. I believe that position would be up around $2 million right now. And for the longest time, I was like, I shouldn't have exited, I fucked up. But it's like, yeah, you did make an error, but there's no reason I couldn't have just re-entered. That trend lasted for weeks, and not only did I not re-enter, I was on the short side the rest of it. Like people are today, just losing money, just in this tilty revenge cycle. Okay? So, yeah, this time I at least recovered sooner. So that said, I don't know that, we'll see, you'll see in August what happened. I don't know that we go straight back to all-time highs. We might. It seems kind of likely with what all the market's doing and all the traders having negative funding. Might take a week to get there too. But yeah, also, man, I've grown so much as a trader. There's so many things I know. July is historically a great month for the markets. The summers are slow, but July is a good month typically. People know this and they trade this way. September tends to be a bad month, so I'm going to pay attention to that. But July was, let's look for longs. Okay, we got one, right? So, I mean, where I am now, I have income, so I don't have to rely on trading. I mean, even better, I can save and I can top up my trading accounts, so I can risk even more. I have a mechanical system that is fucking amazing. I haven't seen anything better in this space, honestly. It came back even better than expected, and it makes sense. Our methodology is so good. We're A/B testing so many things. The indicator is set up to test so many combinations. I got years of back testing done in weeks. It was amazing. So I have that. I have positive momentum. I have the no phone charting, no phone trading. I have futures. I have crypto. And I have a discretionary advantage too, which is the funding, understanding the funding rate, which I really want to add to my system, and a little bit of a sentiment advantage as well. So, I mean, I could complain and say I should be up 20 grand, whatever, but I'm just happy that things are starting to do better, and yeah, I'm much better at getting emotionally break even of, okay, I am where I am every day. Yeah, my trading journey, I've come so far. I've read so many books, The Market Wizards, and really internalized it. I think about the Paul Tudor Jones quote all the time of trying to make myself comfortable. You know, get down to the sleeping point. I could have made more if my position was bigger, but I couldn't sleep. So let me just reduce it to the sleeping point, right? So I put my trade at the sleeping point, and we're big chilling. No phone trading, no phone trading is going awesome. And Paul Tudor Jones, trying to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Don't make your trading and your life a pursuit of pain. Make it a pursuit of pleasure. I don't know if he said pleasure exactly, but don't make it a pursuit of pain, which is kind of what I've done in the past, right? So I want my positions to be comfortably moving in my favor. If they're not, I'm gonna stop. So yeah, things are going well in the trading, and yeah, maybe I do upload this. Appreciate you, much love. Talk to you all soon. Peace.